Welcome, everybody. I'm the Doc Bob Lee, and you're watching Open. It's the live interactive program that brings the Bronx to New York City straight to your TV set. You can stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Now, check this out. Leading things off, our first guest is an entrepreneur, community organizer. We see him in the community all the time with his sleeves rolled up, taking care of business. He's an author, too, who joins us to speak about his latest book, Reach Your Community. Woo! And you know I'm interested in that, right? And how it provides a guide on empowering our communities and how to navigate a post-pandemic world. Please welcome to the show, Hosea James Givan II. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? Always a pleasure to see you, my brother.
Yes, sir, brother. Likewise, man. We go back a long way.
Yeah. You've been doing some great work in the community. So I know if you put pen to paper and put all those wonderful things in a book, I know it's going to be good.
Yeah, well, I did my best, man. You know, I was fortunate to grow up in a household with parents that really instilled these values in me. So a lot of what's in the book is me trying to recapture some of those moments as a child, some of the things I observed through my parents, and then the things based on what they taught me, I applied it throughout my life. So much of what's in my book is about what I was taught as a child.
Now, we always see you out in the community. Tell us about a lot of the things that you've done in the past that bring you up to today.
Okay, bro. Let me start with when I first came out of school. I was involved with an organization called the New York City Coalition of Alpha Brothers. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. I organized a lot of my fraternity brothers. We were doing voter registration drives. That led to me being involved with the Jesse Jackson campaign the first time he ran in 1984.
Right. I remember that.
I was a statewide volunteer coordinator for that. I went back to grad school, got my master's degree in education. But once David Dinkins started moving into his role as becoming mayor, I got heavily involved with that. I was part of his advance team. I did fundraising, again, organizing Black fraternities and sororities to help get him in office and raising money. From that, I started a nonprofit organization years later called the National Give Back for Kids campaign. And that organization promoted giving back, getting involved. Again, this was my way to help to cement the legacy of my parents through service. You know, we've been doing that. I skipped over the Hollis Biddies, which is
I know you're not going to be able to get everything in this segment right here.
My father started the Hollis Biddies. We resurrected the Hollis Biddies in 1984. He started in 1971. We resurrected it in 1994 in Hollis at PS 118. That ran as a league for about 15 years. Now we still have teams that we enter into tournaments. But the Switch Basketball League. I honestly, bro, I can't.
You did a lot of that work in the home of Run DMC and LL Cool J and Russell Simmons and people like that.
Absolutely, they were all a part of my father's league. Well, not all of them, but Jam Master Jay was a player and a coach in my father's league. Daryl McDaniels was a player. Hurricane was a player. You know, a lot of those guys were involved with my father's league. And then when I resurrected it, those guys had moved out of the community at that point.
Right. And then you had some NBA players working with you, right?
Well, you know, throughout the course of the time, Mark Jackson actually played on our All-Star team. And Mark Jackson, when we used to take teams up, when my dad's league was in play, we used to take teams up to Montreal, Canada to compete in a tournament that involved a lot of Canadian teams. And Mark Jackson and his family, they went up. Stu Jackson, who was the former number 2 guy with the NBA, he's been a supporter. He's come down. In fact, he wrote the afterword to my book. He has come down and supported us. Royal Ivy, he has supported us.
Oh yeah, he lives out there in Jamaica. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. He's a Hollis guy. You know, through the years, man. Sweet Pea, Lloyd Daniels played in the league. You know, we've had some
Nate Archibald,
no question. You know, he I now live in the Bronx. So I've,
Yeah.
I've been living in the Bronx for the last 15, going on 15 years. I just recently retired as a guidance counselor, and I was at PS 463 in the Bronx.
Yeah.
We started a program there, and that's a Saturday program that involved basketball, archery, tap dance, leadership development. There is where Brother Archibald, who's also one of my fraternity brothers, he's very involved with what we were doing out there. Here in the Bronx, we've had to suspend operations for obvious reasons.
Hosea, has the pandemic affected what you're doing today with everything that you're working on with your initiative?
Yeah, it absolutely has. Our program, well, there's different aspects to the National Give Back for Kids campaign. One of the aspects, as I just mentioned, is a Saturday program that we started that had the archery, that had the dance that had the tap dance, had the basketball, the leadership development. We can't do archery and tap. We weren't able to do that. So until we're back in the school where we have that hands-on interaction with the kids, we've kind of had to be on hiatus. But we have had virtual town hall meetings with young people where I've asked some of my friends throughout the country to come in and talk to our kids, keep them motivated and inspired during these crazy times.
Hosea, give us a quick synopsis of that book.
Well, Bob, the book was created to definitely to inspire and motivate people to get more involved with our young people. That's been something that I've really been focusing on the last, I'll say 10, 12 years, because although there is an interest in volunteerism, the kind of volunteerism that I remember as a child involved men and women in the community engaged with the young people. And I don't see that same level of energy. I don't see that same level of activity. And it's imperative for us to kind of go as a community from one level to the next, as we say, uplift the race. We're going to have to get more people involved with these young people, particularly coming out of this pandemic, man, because it'll be maybe close to a year and a half, and young people haven't been consistently engaged in positive activities. So we want to make sure that we have a plethora of opportunities for young people once this pandemic is over. And that can only happen if people are volunteering, giving the time, because we see that there's shortfalls in the economy that's going to impact revenue, that's going to affect how we're able to present programs. So it's going to have to be the community making the difference. We're going to have to compensate for that, and we're going to have to take initiative.
Now, outreach is going to have to be great, and you're in position with a lot of other people to move together in the same direction for a common cause.
Amen.
So we need you. We thank you, brother, for doing all the things that you've been doing in the community. Where can we get your book, and give us a website, social media, and all of that stuff?
That's a bet. So you can you can buy my book on Amazon. So just Google Hosea James Givan II, reach your community, will come up, or you can go to my website, Hosea Givan, HOSEAGIVAN.com, and you can pull. But I prefer Amazon because it's an easier process.
Hosea James II, author, reach your community, and community activist. He's been doing a lot in the community. Hosea, thank you so much. Thank you for your service, and say hello to all of our friends and family. Give them that big old virtual hug for us, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the opportunity, Bob. Keep up the good work, brother.
Thank you, man. You too. All right, we'll take a break right here. More open on the way. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. Next.